Jacob and Michael.
A bushel of cookies.
Well, I didn't mean to hit record, but I hit record. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Whoops. Awkward. I'm glad we didn't say anything horrible like, did you bury the body out in the desert? Take all identification, wipe it clean.
Oh my gosh, I forgot the bleach!
Get the lie. Everybody.
Yeah, no, but we're holiday wasted. We've had way too many sweets.
Yes, but I also accidentally have clumsy fucking fingers and hit record. Everybody, it is post-Christmas. We are back. This is kind of like our little treat for you guys while we get ready for the 1986 season of this show. So we're going to do 3 mini-sodes with some cartoons from the 80s. If you know us, you know that we had a show for, 6-7 years back in Toons, where we discussed cartoons. We kind of ended it last, February? January? I think it was January.
Oh my gosh, yes we did, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a year since we did an episode, and we figured, there's still people out there who love us talking about cartoons, but we're really running out of cartoons. I showed you the list, Jacob. That's all that's left of the 80s. That little list.
I know, holy crap.
Yeah,
We've already hit all the big ones.
Basically, yeah. So we got some interesting ones still left on the docket. So we're going to do 3 mini-sodes. We do 4 cartoons per show. There's not some deep mythology or history or franchise going on with these. So there's not a whole hell of a lot to talk about, but I thought they would be interesting. I let you choose the 4. So what is the first one you chose?
Well, the first one I chose, it sounded familiar to me, but I don't think I've watched it, was Blackstar. It was almost a space age kind of He-Man.
Yeah, well, it's from the same company. I'm guaranteeing you after the show ended that... who is it made? Was it Mattel that did He-Man? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure...
Yeah, Mattel... was it Hasbro or Mattel?
No, okay, hold on. I'm going to have to fucking cheat. He-Man!
Mattel.
Okay, you got it. Okay, cool. But I'm sure they saw Blackstar and said, this is the company that can handle doing our cartoon from looking at this, because there's a lot of similarities. I just think it's a little slower. The animation isn't as solid, but it has a unique story, and it's one of the very first sword and sorcery cartoons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't recall anything before this that was really sword and sorcery. I think Herculoids was right after this. Well, that's not really sword and sorcery. That's post-apocalyptic. So I don't know. It just I enjoyed it. What did you think of it?
No, I really did enjoy it too. It had its mythology and cast of characters, and yeah, the 2 swords forming, split in half. Yeah, again, I think that definitely delved into later Masters of the Universe mythology, but you could tell where it was influenced by that.
Right. Well, you can see there's also influences on this because, Conan the Barbarian was getting really super popular again. There's some Flash Gordon elements. What's the one from the DC Comics? I can't think of it. He has the red and white suit. He goes in outer space. It's kind of like John Carter, where he goes to a place and it zaps him. What the fuck is the name?
Oh my gosh, I know. I should know this. I read up on him.
Adam Strange?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, thank you. So it has elements of that, but it really dives really deep into fantasy. More so than a lot of these sci-fi shows. It's not really silly like the way some of the stuff in He-Man is. Actually, wow, it looks like a lot of those same voice casts from He-Man. Look at Alan Oppenheimer and Linda Gary were both part of it. Of course, there's Frank Welker. Everybody take your drink.
Oh my gosh. Again?
Yeah. We can't go an episode without him. But the whole series was out on DVD. I believe it's now out of print. So thankfully there's a ton of it on YouTube. And this was made from a company that no one seems to remember, but was really popular for a short period of time. It's called Galoob.
Galoob.
Yes, Galoob was known for one major toy that was such a phenomenon that kept them going for years, and it was Micro Machines.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. Those were all over the place because the guy who...
John Machida.
I'm pretty sure he was an auctioneer. Yeah. His voice was all over the place. He was always speaking for those commercials.
He did. Galoob also did, because we're never going to get the chance to talk about this again, so I might as well do it now. They also were infamous for the Game Genie, which they got sued for, and I think they still won.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, do you remember the Game Gear where you could pop the cartridge over your actual cartridge and then put it in the Nintendo and it'll give you all the cheat codes?
Yes, I absolutely remember that. I remember that, Game Shark. I remember so many cheat.
Hold on a second here. This is fucking insane. They had a toy line for Last Starfighter and they didn't release it, but they released a toy line for Married with Children? Come on!
There was a toy line for Married with Children?
I know, right? That's ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, they have them in Funko Pops, but, like, to precede that over Last Starfighter?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
But yeah, Galoob, though, that sounds like a little marshmallow paste kind of thing.
I got Galoob all over me.
I Galoobed my pants.
Hasbro bought him out for $220 million, and I don't know why, because there's nothing here, because Micro Machines are gone. They, God, there's nothing here that looks like it would be worth paying $220 million for. This is in 1998 money, so all these franchises are good as gone, or they're licensed from somebody else. That was
especially as far as film rights go.
Yeah, I'm looking. There's no original toys here, besides Micro Machines. So that was a $220 throwaway.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, because haven't done anything with Blackstar since.
No. Well, have they done anything? Has Micro Machines ever tried to make its way back?
As far as Micro Machines, no, I haven't.
I think they died off. I remember they had the Star Wars toys, and those were a real big boost in the mid-90s or whatever, but that seems like the last thing I remember from them.
Oh, yeah, Hasbro still does, like, Transformers. They still do Star Wars toys, especially the Black Series.
Yeah,
but as far as, like...
Well, whatever they acquired from Galoob, it seems like it was just to erase them from the marketplace so they couldn't bid on other toys. That's probably what it was, just to get rid of a competitor.
Oh, yeah, most likely, yeah.
Well, who knew that McFarlane Toys would have debuted in 1998 and fucking blow everybody away for a while?
Oh, God, yes. And they still do such a great job, especially with their DC line lately.
Yeah.
But, again, as far as it goes for, like, Masters, that's still kicking. But Blackstar, yeah, no.
Nobody remembers that one, yeah. It's pretty gone. What's the next cartoon we're going to discuss?
The next one, the new Richie Rich.
Richie Rich, okay. This is one that I watched like a fiend as a child. I was really into the comics. I watched this cartoon all the time. It's kind of the gem from Ruby Spears during this time. And it holds up better than a lot of their stuff. Because I feel like there's some more money put into it. Because I'm guessing that Harvey Comics helped pay for some of it.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. Those are the original publishers of Richie Rich?
Correct. I wonder if they're still around.
Oh, okay.
Do you think they're still around? I'm pretty sure they're gone. I haven't seen a Richie Rich comic or a Little Devil or anything else. I'm going to look to see how long they've been around. They went defunct in 1994.
Oh, wow. And then there was the Macaulay Culkin film.
Oh, right. Well, that's weird. The company went out of business just as that movie came out. And then there's, I think, a couple sequels. I get confused between this and Dennis the Menace.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely a difference. One's poor and gets away with it. One's rich and gets away with it. One's poor and doesn't.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the direct-to-video sequel. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh my God. Wait, there was a sequel to Dennis the Menace with Walter Matthau?
Yes, there was. I know there was at least one with Robert Wagner as Mr. Wilson. I know at least that one. I know that there was I feel like there was a Dennis Menace Strikes Back, and then there was a Richie Rich Christmas Wish. So I get confused along the way what was what.
There was definitely Christmas Wish. I remember that one because it starred Gallagher. Oh God, what's his first name?
The blonde comedian that smashed watermelons. That's a weird choice for Richie Rich.
No, his last. No, that was his last name. No, he was a blonde kid. He was on.
Oh right, he was on not Ticket to Heaven. That's a fucking cult movie. Seventh Heaven.
Yes, that's what it was.
So I'm looking at this, and I didn't realize why I had seen Richie Rich so much, because it was one of these shows, I've told you about this before, where it actually wasn't Ruby Spears, it was Hanna-Barbera, that in the first half of the 80s, that there was hardly any cartoons. The companies were running out of ideas, so they kept repackaging. So Richie Rich was repackaged like Scooby-Doo, The Little Rascals, I don't remember that cartoon at all, Pac-Man, and Mon-Chi-Chi's, and I watched Pac-Man and Scooby-Doo like a fiend, so that's how I saw so many of them.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, as far as the Richie Rich cartoon, again, I thought it was just an original movie, and, growing up with Home Alone, and of course the good son. Yeah, I couldn't help but want to watch it and love it based on that because of Macaulay Culkin. And then finding out like it was all just a bunch of old comics and cartoons, I was like, oh damn, Mom, Dad, why didn't you tell me? Why did you lie to me? I thought this was original.
That's a weird thing to send out. Okay, guess what? Frank Welker again.
Oh gosh, again.
I love
the voice of the dog.
Yeah, Dollar the dog. I love Dollar. This was a lot better, I think, than the comic strip because I don't know. There's a lot of big ideas in the comics, if I remember correctly, but the ideas in the cartoon are just so wild. And he had so much money to come up with gadgets and go on adventures. It's a lot of fun.
Again, he had his own R&D right at home.
He's like a little James Bond.
Pretty much, yeah.
I can't wait to watch the movie again. We're going to be doing that on our show for the 1994 seasons, but that's going to be probably not until next year.
Yeah.
I do plan on moving faster this year because we only got 80 to 85 in, but it's because we also didn't start the show till April, and then we had like long gaps. But I want to finish the 80s, at least get some of the 90s in by the end of this year.
Well, definitely. I'm sure we can make it with enough faith, trust, and pixie dust.
Yes, and plus keeping episodes a little tighter. That's why these three Back in Toons, I want to say mini-season, return, whatever, it's going to be part of Hit Rewind, but I do want to give something out to the fans who support us for so long. But they're going to be shorter. We're not doing an hour on this. So, next cartoon!
Okay. Oh, but one more thing I do want to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
His name was David Gallagher, the one who played Richie
Oh,
Rich
okay,
in the
thank
second
you. Was it Liam Gallagher? Did he say he was bigger than the Beatles?
What?
Richie Rich and Don't Look Back in Anger.
Okay, now this, of course, surprised me knowing that it was by Ralph Bakshi, but the new Mighty Mouse Adventures, it had that toned-down Ralph Bakshi comedic flair.
Well, it's more of John Kay's style, because it seems like Bakshi was guiding this, but John Crick-Felucci, or whatever you say his name, was really in control.
Because it looked like it did. It looked like something out of Ren and Stimpy. That's what I was realizing about it.
Well, they had worked together the year before this on that video with the Rolling Stones Harlem Shuffle, and they hit it off, and that's how it led to this. And at the time, Ralph Bakshi was available because he wasn't working on a movie, and Paramount said, "Hey, you used to work on this when we were at Terry Toons when you were a kid, well, younger." And he's like, "Do you want to try to restart this thing?" And I gotta tell you, this is the best thing out of the 80s. I know everybody talks about DuckTales, but for me, Mighty Mouse is so fucking ridiculous. So funny, so wild and energetic. And it's a spoof of cartoons and superheroes way before that was cool.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. That's all I saw it was because I remember seeing the old Mighty Mouse cartoons, like on VHS, that my parents got for us. And, Mighty Mouse never really talked. It was always like some...
Yeah, he would always go, "Here I come to save the day," and that would be it.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, watching this, it's like, gosh, he's an airheaded idiot. Oh, no. Oh, God, I can't even think of the other word I wanted to use to describe him. But, yeah, he was just a goofball. As far as his personality goes, he's kind of a little self-absorbed.
Yeah.
Like, even when his girlfriend's in the middle of distress, he can't help but realize he's super strong and everything.
Well, I think some of the villains are ridiculous. P.D. Page is one of the most ridiculous villains in history, and it almost feels like it's more in the vein of the old 60s Batman than anything else.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it gives the character depth at least, but my God. Baldwin, is that who PDP is? He got made fun of. He was that one cat who got made fun of because he was bald.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, it is. I forgot there is a bunch in this that is a love letter to the old 60s Batman, because I forgot there's a character called Bat, and it's a love letter to Adam West. Did I lose you? I did. Check out my boy. Where are you?
I'm over here. Help me, please. I'm in distress.
Here I come to save the day.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that does make a whole lot of sense, though. I mean, considering a lot of people growing up around that time, them in particular, would make like a little tribute to Adam West.
Yeah. Well, this is when Nick at Night debuted, and people were getting into the kitschiness of the 50s and 60s. I mean, you saw it basically with like Pee-wee's Big Adventure and stuff like that. You know, people were kind of into the old school stuff. And this is like right in that pipeline. So it's not only like a really wild adventure, but it has just so much love for what came before it.
Absolutely. You see that in every bit of, like I said, in every line, every bit of a panel regarding animation. Ooh, excuse me.
Oh, wow. Andrew Stanton started on this, the director for Pixar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He was an animator on this. Of course, he went on to do one of the most underrated Pixar movies, A Bug's Life. He did Finding Nemo and Wall-E.
Oh, God. Oh, those were all great. Especially Oh, God. Again, Bug's Life was like a tribute to Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, this show was censored a lot. CBS had a huge problem with it. It was a big hit, but they had to constantly edit stuff or erase bits because they were always testing the limits of what they could get away with. There's like blood, and there's some sexual. There's a whole booger joke that they had to cut.
Why? Why is that no surprise coming from Ralph Bakshi?
Yeah. But it's complete on DVD, so you can get it, uncut there.
Oh yes, that'd be great. I'll definitely have to look into that.
Did you recognize the voice of Scrappy Mouse, the little one?
It sounded awfully familiar, but I couldn't put my finger on it. Who was that?
Dana Hill, the sister from European Vacation.
Oh my gosh! And I just watched that not long ago.
Yeah.
Oh no, gosh, she was pretty much everywhere. She voiced so many cartoons. Like so many episodes of Rugrats, so many episodes. Oh gosh, wasn't she in some episodes of Cat Dog before she passed, or was that another?
You know what? I didn't look. I'm sorry. But I know that's what she basically did, because I believe she has some sort of growth issue that affected her, and then the diabetes took her way too early. But I think the last time that she did anything was Max in Goof Troop. I'm not sure. Maybe she lived... Oh, she did live longer than that. The last thing she did was voice work for the Spooktacular New Adventures of Casper.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I knew she was in Goof Troop. I knew she sounded familiar.
Yeah, she was in Duckman. These are the ones that she was a regular in. So she was a regular in Goof Troop, Duckman, Widget, whatever that is, the Mighty Mouse New Adventures. So that's... and she was... No, that's when she stopped doing live action. It was around 86. So yeah, she mostly did voice work after that.
Oh yeah, no, and she did great voice work too, no less. Oh, again, it's always sad to hear about how she passed.
But at least she has a legacy to leave behind.
Absolutely.
Now,
then
the fourth one you chose. This is one I've never seen. It's always been on my peripheral because there seems to be a lot of cartoons with the word Max in it. But this is more your generation. It reminded me a lot of Bobby's World, and it's called Fantastic Max.
Yeah, no, it definitely had that same animation style. Again, a little baby who is actually quite intelligent, still has baby tendencies, because, again, he's a freaking baby. What else he can't really do too much.
Right.
But he is resourceful. He's quite, his brain's developed quite quickly. And he has like a little robot buddy and an actual alien to help him on his little spacefaring adventures.
Yeah, I feel like there's influence from Richie Rich in this.
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, as far as like all the gadgets and like the little James Bond adventures go, because he works for an intergalactic peacekeeping corps.
Oh, thank God. There is no Frank Welker. Fuck.
Oh my God! Holy crap!
Yes.
Really?
But guess what? Who? These are some of the guest voices. There's no names I recognize at all, except Nancy Cartwright, who played FX. But the voices that were guests in it, we have Renee Auberjonois from Star Trek and Benson. We have Hamilton Camp, who played Papa Smurf, I think. Peter Cullen, Tim Curry, Phil Hartman, Maurice LaMarche.
Oh wow!
Lawrence Lunkenbill. No one knows who that is, but he was in Star Trek V as Spock's brother.
Oh wow! Yeah, I remember him. No, honestly, yeah.
Son of a bitch! They're at the very fucking end. They're at the very fucking end as a guest. Frank Welker. God damn it!
Okay, I knew it. I figured he was going to come along sooner or later.
We've done like 300 cartoons on this show, and I think maybe 10 of them don't have Frank Welker.
Yeah, he's in there somewhere. Never count him out.
Yeah, this is. I'm still watching cartoons when this came out, so I'm kind of surprised I never saw it. But it was in syndication. Maybe my channel just didn't carry it. So how did you said you watched this in reruns, or did you? Because you were only 2 when this ended. 3? What year were you born again? 88.
I was born in '88. Yeah.
Yeah, it ended when you were 2, so you must have saw it in reruns.
Exactly. Yes, that's what it was. Like early morning reruns, or heck, even when I was I think even further back, like watching it on Boomerang. There'd always be something that'd be popping up randomly. But yeah, I thought it was like very fun, especially for like a younger audience. You know, something. Well, I mean, babies can relate to anything; they'll watch anything, as far as that age range goes. But again, yeah, just overall adorable, great big, imaginative concepts.
Right, yeah. It really it does seem like it's the precursor to Bobby's World, because the style and the imaginary worlds that Bobby would go on. I think Bobby's way more successful in what it's trying to do, because I think there's something kind of just missing from Fantastic Max, but I do appreciate what it's trying to do.
Absolutely. That's why it lasted as long as it did. Plus, you know, he was like, what, Max? Like, doesn't he have like a little mohawk?
He was a little punk rocker.
I know, like that dude. I appreciate that. It's like, dude, those parents must be really awesome. All they're missing is fake tattoos.
All right. So, anything else you want to say before we go?
I definitely would recommend some of these, and hopefully, they get archived as they should be.
I mean, I know
Mighty
that
Mouse.
Bakshi has a history of adult cartoons, and John Kay is toxic right now because of his behavior. But don't dismiss the art, because there's other people involved with it. And I think Mighty Mouse is the gem of the 4.
Exactly. Just like give like a little forewarning, if you're ever to re-release it on Blu-ray or something.
Yeah.
Like they did with all their old cartoons.
Right. Yeah. Well, this is owned by Paramount, so they're probably not going to do that. But it just seems like a lot of cartoons are missing. I still can't believe that most of Woody Woodpecker is unavailable. Only the first 2 sets from Universal, and no one else has wanted to license it. Come on, there's like 1,000 Woody Woodpecker cartoons.
I had not realized how many cartoons there were.
So
But
many
as
of
far
them.
as
Yeah, it goes from like 1940 to 1972. I think the last one is Chili Con Corny. Why do I know this? Because it played at my drive-in before we went and saw Reign of Fire and Signs.
oh wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, my old drive-in used to still play the animated shorts.
Oh man, god, I love when they do stuff like that. Like this one I went to in this theater. I think it was a Rialto Theater in Arizona. I was visiting my friend out there. It was 2 years ago, and all these little shorts and spoofs they had regarding little tributes to Rocky or something, because we were about to see Creed 2.
Mm-hmm.
And these would all play before the movie started, and it's so much better and more refreshing than watching all those little advertisements and previews.
Yes, good lord, I'm so tired of. I can watch this shit at home. You know, warm me up with a short film or some animated something. Come on.
Eggs, please, and thank you. All right, but yeah, no, definitely give the new Mighty Mouse another chance.
All right,
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Somehow.
So this is it for us until our next mini-sode, kids. I will pick the next 4, and then we'll come together for the last one, and that'll be it for the 1980s. We won't be coming back for more Back in Toons until next year, where we start discussing cartoons from the 90s. I think there's still some good stuff to mine from those years.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, considering what we've already discussed so far, there's definitely some hidden gems. We'll keep digging.
All right, everybody, put on your hard hats. We're going. What we used to call ourselves? Oh yeah, animation archaeologists. That's what we are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody, have a good night. Check us out on Facebook under Hit Rewind, and Jacob, send us out.
All right, everybody, namaste and good luck, and have a happy new year.
And be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes.